Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Renita Khairani, and I'd like to express my opinion on protect the environment from the dangers of the max waste due to the impact of the pandemic COVID-19 through the waste max managerial.
Limbah masker medis yang dibuang warga ke tempat pembuangan sampah sementara di Kabupaten Blitar, Jawa Timur terus meningkat. Jumlah sampah masker kini mencapai 70% dan berpotensi membawa virus menular.
Kesadaran warga untuk memisahkan sampah medis dan non-medis masih rendah, seperti yang terlihat di TPS Punakawan, Desa Jatinom, Kabupaten Blitar. Setiap hari ada ratusan masker medis bekas pakai yang berada di tumpukan sampah. Limbah masker medis dibuang begitu saja tanpa dipisahkan atau dihancurkan, sehingga selain mencemari lingkungan, juga membahayakan petugas kebersihan karena berpotensi membawa virus menular. Petugas kebersihan sendiri harus bersentuhan langsung dengan sampah untuk dipisahkan dan diolah. Petugas kebersihan berharap masyarakat memisahkan limbah masker medis dengan sampah lainnya sebelum dibuang. Jumlah limbah masker medis di TPS Punakawan terus meningkat, bahkan mencapai 70% bila dibanding hari biasanya.
Since the beginning of COVID-19 entering Indonesia, the Indonesian Ministry of Health has recommended masks as the personal protective equipment for all people to suppress the spread of the coronavirus. The number of the positive cases of COVID-19 continue to increase, causing the medical waste such as masks to also increasing. The dangers of the medical waste such as masks not only have an impact to the environment but also have potential to spread the virus. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there was pile up of garbage anywhere, so there was an urgent need for proper handling and management. Increase in medical waste that is not managed properly can cause environmental damage, cause generally medical masks made from plastic, which are difficult to decompose if they don't special treatment. It takes 50 to 100 years to decompose naturally. According to the study, there are 1,029 billion face masks used worldwide every month, as many as 3 million masks every minute. Yes, masks are indeed essential things during the pandemic of fight the coronavirus. However, have you ever thought about travel and the impact of the used masks you throw away? Why is mask waste said to be harmful to the environment? And actually, what is the dangers of the masks? Medical masks or reusable masks are mainly made of polypropylene or type of plastic base being particle. This three-layer mask is the choice of many people because it has a bacterial filter and has a better ability to pass air. Well, as you know, plastic takes hundreds of years to decompose. Mask waste that is still intact the wandering in the environment because it's not handled properly can carry into the rivers, into the sea, and cause the pollutions of the water. In Mediterranean waters, there's dissolvable masks even float like a jellyfish. In addition, the waste of used masks can also answer animal. and even cause death for them. There are also cases where animals think that the used masks are food. If they don't die from cooking, the masks that escape will fill their stomach, reduce the food intake, and cause the animal to starve and eventually die. You can see this video. Waste that escape to be thrown into the sea can be separated from the waste treatment system that is overhand to the process is considering that the processing of max waste cannot be done hazardously. Moreover, the waste treatment system was affected by the COVID-19 pandemic due to the restrictions on the number of the workers to reduce disease transmissions. Not to mention there is a technology gap between developed and developing countries, so that the treatment of the medical waste such as masks in developing countries is often carried out a modest manner. The research also urged the authorities in each country to prepare special trash bins for the mask, for collections to disposal and efforts to reduce the impact of the mask waste. One of them can also implement the use of the reusable developed disposable masks that are biodegradable and implement standard waste management. If this continuously done, it will make the environment where we live, the forest and the water environment will cause pollutions. The land which is usually planted with rice or vegetables can fail to harvest due to the soil and the water contaminated with the medical waste first. This is certainly a very serious matter and is our collective responsibility. Masks that are disposed of carelessly can certainly cause the spread and the transmissions of virus. Besides, the impact of the disposable mask waste is very influential on animals, plants, as well as ecosystem sustainability. The impact of the COVID-19 medical waste is in the oceans is likely to carry viral pathogens and can survive between 2 up to 13 days. Waste from the single-use masks is also reaching the oceans. The waste is degraded into microplastic, which can pollute the environment and the food chain. Microplastics are very small plastic substances, not only more than a few microns that begin to threaten the health of the environment and marine life. When plastic turns microplastic, marine life such as plankton can eat the substance, and plankton which is then eaten by the fish, then the fish will be eaten by the human. The result is that we ourselves as humans are affected by the actions of other humans who like a leader. If we realize that it will also make the survival of our future children and grandchildren disadvantaged. What can we do to manage mass waste? First, you can avoid using the disposable mask. Use a reusable mask or cloth mask that is accordance with the provisions, which consists of at least 2 layers. On the other hand, cloth masks also have more diverse design and part of passion. During this pandemic, don't forget to take good care of your mask so that it can be used repeatedly for a long time. Well, the waste of disposable masks will not rise well if you do have go out and near a disposable mask. Don't forget to cut the mask strap and damage the mask before throwing it in the trash. This is to help prevent animals from getting entangled in the mask rope in the mask is not managed. One of them is by disinfecting the mask before throwing it away and separation it from other waste. In addition to the government of the course, the community needs to be involved in handling COVID-19. The role that the community can play includes handling disposable mask waste in accordance with the guidelines from the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of the Environment. Separation mask waste with other domestic waste, not disposing of mask waste in the surrounding environment. Way of handling and overcoming of accumulations of masks is to apply guidelines for handling mask waste, both at home and in health facilities. Then the most efficient management in handling mask waste in by burning or incineration. Why? Because apart from ensuring that virus or microorganisms die, it can also significantly reduce the volume of waste. Another process can be done is sterilizations using the autoclave. Pressurized steam with a certain temperature can be inactivate the virus. Keep your mask handy and don't waste your garbage. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.